job. Her job is to tear you apart.
Yeah.
On assignment. Young ladies, you know you like Idris Elba.
Amen.
Yay!
Idris Elba and the little Justin Bieber little boy and all the rest of them. And he ain't gonna send you no bromance from Martin. He ain't gonna do it. He gonna come with his game on and he knows just what you want.
Mm-hmm.
But be aware, because the only way you're gonna know it is when you're gonna walk in the spirit of discernment. You can't be in discernment and you don't have a relationship with God.
Uh-huh.
You got to commune with God. You got to know Him for yourself.
Yeah.
Also, you have to be able to hear His voice clearly.
Got to be able to hear it.
Again, that goes with communion with God. Spending that intimate time with Him.
You got to be able to see out of the eyes of the Spirit. Amen. I've never seen so many Christians who are so fleshly.
Hard.
Oh, I don't feel it. Oh, I ain't gonna have no good day today. They get up saying that. Oh, this is gonna be a bad day. I can tell.
You got to see out of the eyes of the Spirit. That's a song that I love. I don't know who sang it, but I listened to 88.1 The Promise, and it said, "Give me your eyes for just 1 second."
Yeah.
I just want to see out of the. I don't think we're ready for that.
Amen.
Because if God give us His eyes for 1 second, we'll probably be seeing stuff. There's a movie, I can't think of it, but all the lady was walking around where she got the eye implant.
The eye.
Movie?
The eye.
The eye. And she saw stuff and the people were, and she saw stuff and the lady was terrified. But you really, if God really gave us eyes for a second and we saw some things, we would be terrified.
Yeah.
Because if you only knew who and what was around you, it'll cause you to fall on your knees and begin to seek God's face.
Amen.
Amen.
Those who you thinking is for you, really not.
Really not.
And when you begin to walk in the spirit of discernment and see that their job is to get you out of the plan and the blueprint, their job is to take you where they're going, because they already know they're going to hell, so they're trying to take you with them.
Amen.
And they know that God has a plan for you, so their job is to get you to go the opposite way of where God is taking you.
One thing you know is that if this is a relationship that God is sending to you, this is a connection that's of God, that connection or that person will add to you.
Yes.
They won't drain from you. They won't. You ever been hooked up with somebody that always needs you to pray for them? Ain't nothing wrong with that. I need you to pray. How you think? Oh, it ain't good. Just pray for me. Well, who can pray for you?
Extra.
You know, so if you're hooking up with somebody that's always pulling, always draining you, always giving you too much, like we say, amen, that's not a connection that God has sent. The person people that God is going to connect you with is going to bring value to your destiny.
And not to say that everybody's going to be like that, because there's a lot of things within us that God is hooking you up with people like that, but it's for you to push them to the next level. Not for them to push you down every time you look at. After a while, you be like, okay, hold up. I've been praying for you every day, the same prayer. You need to pray for God for yourself. Baby, you need a relationship with God. Are you saying?
Amen.
Because you always want me to pray for you. What about all the prayers you sending out? Who's putting back into you? So not all the time where you need to spend time and get that person on the next level. Show them what their blueprint is. Show them and tell them Jeremiah 29:11. God has a plan for you. But it's only if you want it.
You know what? A lot of people really don't believe that God has something great for them. I met a guy one day. He told me, "I don't believe that God has anything for me great." And you know, we in church, you know, as church folks, you know, we all think everybody, you know, God got a great plan for me. Everybody think that. Everybody know that. But there are people out there, outside of our little four little walls, our little Christian little community, that we do, that really believe that there's nothing left for them in this world. And it's our job as Christians to bring that message to a dying world. I met an atheist last Sunday when we moved. And I didn't know he was an atheist. He just came and he asked me my email address because I was getting a U-Haul. And I was moving. And he asked me my email address, and I gave him my email address, which is Pastor Robinson at Gmail. And he said, "Oh, you're pastor?" I was like, "Yeah, I am." And told him about what we're doing, and you know, he brought me to the truck and did a walk around, and He said, well, I'm an atheist. And he told me why. And he said, well, and my brother, he's a witch. I've read some of his spells. And, you know, he does witchcraft with Harry Potter stuff. And he said, and my sister is a Christian, and then my other brother is a Buddhist. And he just had all these different things. He said, but I've tested out all of them, and I'm an atheist. And I didn't really have much time with it. You know, and usually when people say that they don't believe what I believe, I don't argue with them. You know, I just let bygones be bygones. For that whole week, God was dealing with me. And he told me yesterday to go back and tell that young man that I love him.
Yes.
And that you love him. And I said, okay. So I drove there. I didn't know if it was working. I was hoping that it was working. So when I pulled up at the U-Haul place, I seen niggas going on there walking back and forth. I said, man, you remember me? He's like, yeah, I remember you. I was like, I'm here just to tell you that I love you. Sincerely, I do. And Christ loves you too. He sent me to tell you that. And he was smiling, and he really received that part. He was like, you know, I respect your sincerity. I really do. He said, but I really, you know, many people have tried, but I'm just not interested in religion.
Yeah. You
know, I've just been through so much. I've been hurt. And I said, wait a minute. Just tell me a little bit about what you experienced. He said, well, my mom was a teacher in the church, and she brought a lot of people in the community in. Amen. And they did, she did a lot of things in the church, but the people in the church, all they did was talk about people. And the people that were brought in, and ran them out. And he said, that got me to thinking, I did some research, I just really don't believe that there is a God. It's just a big soapbox that y'all have. I was like, wow.
Because it's real.
I was like, wow. I said, I've experienced church hurt. How many of church hurt is detrimental?
Yeah.
We say that, you know, we say that as detrimental, but church hurt, that's the ultimate. To push somebody to the means of not believing that there is a God. That's serious.
That's really.
And that touched my heart. And I said, God, the Word in Action Church will never be a church that will talk about people, ostracize them, make them feel that they're not welcome. Whatever the case may be, this is a spiritual hospital. You come to get it right here.
Yes.
Amen. And you keep coming until you get it right. But while you're coming and getting it right, I'm not going to kill you with this Bible. You know, whatever you're dealing with, whether it's drugs, whether it's homosexuality, whether it's fornication, whether it's adultery, whatever it is, bring it all. You're welcome to come. Because this is a place, this is a spiritual hospital. If you know you have a situation, you have a problem, come. I love you. My wife and I, we love you. Whatever you're dealing with, we have already been there. We have already experienced everything that you guys have already experienced, and you guys may be going through. Believe me, I've been there, done that. And I'm a testament of what God can do in your life. So this young man was just telling me that, and, you know, in my heart, it's still heavy. And there's a lot of people that's out there that really just don't believe in God, don't believe that God has anything for them at all. So it's our job